Once again.
Hello, it's Jimmy here at Riley's, and today we'll come to look at a Range Rover Sport with a block DPF. And here it is. So it's a V6 3 litre. It's got two EGR valves and two intakes, but they come down into one exhaust and one DPF. And if we have a look inside here, since the exhaust filter is full, and this vehicle has got 70,000 miles, 76,000 miles on it there. So we're going to get this problem fixed. From here we're going to go underneath the car. So there we've just got a jack and an axle stand underneath the chassis. And facing towards the back of the vehicle here, if you look up here, you've got your DPF pressure sensors before and after. So the first one is before the DPF and the second one is after. So this one before the DPF, we're going to connect our fluid dispenser and fill the DPF with fluid from the front section above. And we've got our fluid dispenser here. We're just going to pump all of this inside. And a few hundred pumps later, it's all in. And now we can disconnect our connection here, get that off, reconnect our DPF pressure sensor hose back on here, and we can get our clip back on, get that tightened up. And for that we've got some hose clip pliers here. Now it's on. We can go back up and go inside the car again. And here we're just going to run some diagnostics on the vehicle. And we're looking through the faults on the system here. This exhaust gas circulation sensor, but that's in the history, so it's not there now, and it's not a permanent fault. The diesel particulate filter and NOx exceedance, but they're all in history, so when we're going through it, the problems aren't there at the minute, so it could have been there a long time ago, maybe even a few years back. So what we're going to do is reset everything, take the car on a drive and see what faults return. That will give us an indication of what faults are currently there and which ones are history. Now we're going to take the vehicle for a drive, and we'll be able to see the progression of the DPF pressure, and we'll be able to see hopefully it dropping. Each vehicle is different, but hopefully this will give us that display. And now we're going to start the vehicle and take it for a drive. And first we just need to sort out all of this. Put it back onto road mode. Put it in neutral, take off the low range. And we should be ready to drive. And already there you can see we haven't got any DPF warnings, but we're going to drive it for 20 minutes and then see what happens after that. And once the vehicle's reached operating temperature, we can then start the procedure. And this procedure will read the soot filter value. We have been driving it for a while, so it obviously is going to have reduced. So mass has reached an acceptable lower limit. 6 grams is the maximum limit, and on here you can see I'm just taking it for a drive for about 20 minutes or so. And after driving it for 10 to 20 minutes there, we've now got 0.3 grams of soot in the DPF. What would have been a good idea was if what we missed out was we should have showed you how much, or checked the DPF before we filled it with fluid. But obviously it said on the dashboard that it was over full. And at the minute we're on 0.3. It's increased a little bit after driving, which you'd expect, but up to 6 grams is an acceptable limit, and I'm sure it was at a hell of a lot more than that before we started. So I'm going to press OK, and it says the soot mass in the particulate filter is at an acceptable limit. Stop the vehicle safely and turn it off. So that's all done. Can I start it back up? And you've got plenty of power restored. Before the DPF it was in limp mode, which, as everyone knows, the vehicle will not accelerate very much. Now we're just returning to park it back. And that's the job complete. All done.